In a lonely cemetery, shrouded in a thick veil of sorrow, Christina Corinthos Davis stands alone, drenched from the relentless rain that falls like her tears. She clutches a gun in her trembling hands, an object heavy with the weight of her despair. The storm overhead mirrors the turmoil within her as she gazes at the gravestone of her infant daughter, Irene Marie Ashford, whom she had named Adela in a moment of tender hope. The flowers from the funeral, once vibrant and full of life, now wilt, reflecting the dying light in Christina's eyes. She whispers to her lost child, her voice breaking as she pours out her heart, confessing that she no longer has the strength to continue living. The world feels too heavy, too cruel, and the pain too unbearable. As she raises the gun, intending to end her suffering, it's clear that this tragic scene could be Christina's final act unless someone intervenes in time. But who will save her when everyone seems to be consumed by their own battles? Miles away, the very people who could help are wrapped up in their own lives, unaware of the depth of Christina's torment. Michael Corinthos, her brother, stands outside in the rain, gripping an umbrella with white knuckles. His mind, however, is far from his sister's plight. Instead, it's consumed with frustration and anger, emotions that flare as he snaps at a passerby. The question is whether he's caught a glimpse of his wife, Willow, with another man, perhaps Drew, at the Aurora office, or whether he's simply projecting his insecurities in a moment of stress. Michael's thoughts are a whirlwind, clouded by jealousy and the grief of losing his grandfather McConkey, a fact that, despite missing the campaign celebrations, has not escaped him. Yet, in his single-minded focus on his marital troubles, he fails to see the larger picture, Christina's dire need for help, just a short distance away. If only he knew, perhaps he could have been the one to pull her back from the brink. Back at the hospital, the tension is palpable as Portia Robinson and Deputy Mayor Jordan Ashford find themselves in a difficult conversation. Portia's mind races with fears and doubts, exacerbated by the recent revelation that Rick Lansing, a lawyer with a notorious reputation for winning the impossible, is representing Heather Weber. The mention of Heather's name alone is enough to send chills down Portia's spine, given the woman's dark past and the havoc she has wreaked, particularly on Portia's family. The thought of Heather being released is almost too much for Portia to bear, especially with the knowledge that Heather's daughter, Esme Prince, was responsible for harming her own daughter, Trina Robinson. As she turns to Jordan, desperation laces her voice. Do you think Rick can actually win this case for Heather? The weight of the question hangs in the air, both women knowing that the answer could change everything. Her own fears barely concealed, as she recalls the numerous cases Rick has won against all odds. The possibility is terrifying, and the hospital walls seem to close in around them as the uncertainty grows. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis is a storm of anxiety as she frantically contacts her daughter, Sam McCall. There is a cold fear gripping her heart as she reveals that Christina has gone missing, taking with her not only Alexis's car keys, but also a gun from her father's penthouse. The realization hits hard. Christina is not just missing, she's armed and dangerous, and her state of mind is precarious at best. Sam, equally concerned, tries to piece together where her sister might have gone, knowing that Jagger is after her, and Sonny Corinthos is embroiled in his own efforts to resolve the chaos. The possibilities are endless, and none of them are good. With each passing moment, the dread intensifies. Will Sam and Alexis find Christina before it's too late? The tension in the room is thick, the unspoken fear that they might not reach her in time hanging over them like a dark cloud. As the events unfold, one can't help but wonder if the connection between these seemingly separate incidents is more than mere coincidence. Dr. Kevin Collins, away with his wife Laura Collins on a mission to locate Lucky Spencer, might be the one to unravel this web of despair if only he were present. The question remains, who will step up in his absence? The hospital, filled with brilliant minds and skilled professionals, holds the answer. Another psychiatrist, perhaps, who can intervene and guide Christina back from the edge. The clock is ticking, and the urgency of the situation is clear. Every second counts as the lives of these individuals converge in a drama of love, loss, and redemption.